guys, welcome to the resort. I'm Virgo, and today we are putting my Pickle boy that I just got together. So if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, and for all of my guests, please hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And we're just going to get into this Pickle boy. I'm going to put him together. So I got his magnet glued in. I used a little bit of hot glue to put the magnet on my finger, kind of, and then I used the E6000 to glue it in. And it has been sitting up all night, so he is ready to get other stuff done to him. So, first of all, guys, we are going to super glue his limbs and his head so that his zip ties work better and you can tighten them a little tighter and not have to freak out about over tightening them. So for this, I just take it and I use this paintable stuff and I just go right in the rim of the neck here, right in that crease of the flange or whatever you call that. So it just needs a little, you know. And I guess it makes it slick. You can use other things, I hear. Other people use other stuff. Anyways, this is what I do. It's easy, it's done, and it's that quick. So we just put his head aside now. And we'll do the same thing with the limbs. So we're just going to go in that crease. I just paint it. Now you can use regular super glue. That's not the paintable kind, but you got to be careful because that stuff can get on stuff. I like this paintable kind because it goes in there, and regardless of how you see, sometimes the flange is a little narrower, more narrow in spots, and this gets in there where the regular super glue might be a little more difficult or messy. So you just go around in there, and then I just put my limbs to dry on this hair bottle rack. So it's pretty easy that way. You just stick them on there. It's you know, just a regular bottle rack that I had from my kids when they were little. This one collapses. Maybe one that doesn't collapse would be easier, but this is what I've been using for years now. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the arms. Right in so. Still haven't been able to find this stuff at the Dollar Tree, and I only have one other container of it. So they haven't had glue of much kind there. I usually buy this other super glue at Sally's, but it's gone up to like $7 for one thing of super glue. So I have not been using it. I've been using this Candy Moyo. I found some of these. It's been almost a year now. I haven't been able to find them in Montana when I went out there for my daughter's graduation last April. So it's been, look, the veining. So when I opened him last night, it was dark and the lighting was a mess. Oh, he's got good modeling too. He's painted very nicely, guys. So this kit I got on AliExpress during a sale they just had that ended on the 27th. I think that's right. And I paid $33 for him. So good deals. Good deal. So there were some other kits that were even cheaper that I wanted, but I really wanted him. And I have another kit that should be here hopefully soon that I ordered at the same time, but he shipped much later. Wow, that veining's really nice. So just separate these guys. Lean them on each one, and then they're not touching anything, other parts. So we're going to do this, and then I'm going to let it dry for a little bit, even though it only takes a few minutes. And then I'm going to come back, and we will do the weighting and all that, the stuffing and all that stuff. But I also want to add just a little bit of gloss on his mouth and nostrils, so I'm going to do that in a minute too. Yeah. My stomach is grumbling. Okay, so that's it on the glue. Doesn't take much, and it's a very short time. And then you have your baby glue. Just rest them where the glue won't get on, you know, they're on that bottle rack. Then I'm going to take his head, and I'm going to get my Tempika. I think that's what it's called. Tempika something. X35 semi-gloss clear. It's called Tamaya. So people use different kinds of glossing stuff. I use this because I used it when I painted my face-ups on my Monster High and Barbie dolls. So this is the gloss you use for them. So I use it for, just use this one, I guess. I use it for his mouth and nostrils. We're just going to go in his nostrils and mouth. There's my smaller brush. It's like a brow brush. I've got other brushes too. This is what I'm going to use. I'm just going to take a little bit of this here gloss. Waiting beads. Okay. And I'm just going to gloss him a little bit on the middle of the mouth here. Give him that little bit of a wet look in his mouth. Give him a little bit of that. He's already glossed a little, but I like to add a little more. Just because that's how I do it. So, go in the nose. And then, I'm going to go in his ear here too. Wherever you want to kind of add a little. And sometimes I go in the corner of the eyes. I don't know that I need to do that with him. His eyes are closed, so he's sleepy, so I'm not going to do his eyes. So, oh, he is painted really pretty, guys. Very, very pretty. So, okay, we're going to let that dry for a minute. Anyways, that's why I use this. Most people don't use this, but I like this. It's a good gloss. And I've used it on face-ups of fashion dolls. So, 2 birds, 1 stone. Alright, we're going to come back in a minute, guys. Okay, guys, so we are back. And I have the glass beads here and a stocking. I'm going to weigh out 8 ounces, I think, around that for the head. Between 6 and 8 ounces for the head. Okay, guys, so here he is, Mr. Pickle Boy, and I have this pantyhose, stocking, whatever, knee-high pantyhose things that I cut up. I filled it with glass beads. It's right under 8 ounces, I think, and I am going to put this in his head. And the way I do that is I kind of like pour the beads down to one side and then put in the thinner fabric and then let the beads sift into the fabric, and you just keep doing that until the beads go into the head in the stocking. And then we'll put the polyfill in there to give, you know, him some space. We're going to make sure we're not affecting that magnet that's in there, that we haven't pushed on it or anything to dislocate it. But now we're going to add some polyfill. I'm going to do that just like this. You just kind of push it into the head around that bag and position it where you want it. Bag, you know, of beads. Okay, so now we're just testing out the magnet. We're gonna make sure it still sticks good. And it does. Pop. Slippery little head. Anyways. Yeah, so the magnet seems to fit good. It's where it needs to be. These pickles are hard to get the magnet just right on. Okay guys, for some reason it did not film, or I did not start the filming, or it stopped filming. I don't know, but I did do the arms and legs. I went ahead and filled them, and they are filled up. The legs are like 15 ounces each, and the arms were right around 6 to 7 each when I put in the glass beads and finished with the polyfill. So now we are going to put the zip ties in this body and get the body out and get this baby put together. I'm sorry about that. I use this tray here when I do the beads. I put them in there and then I put the legs in there. And then the beads don't go everywhere. But yeah, somehow I missed filming that. Anyways, guys, let's get this baby put together. So I get the zip ties I'm using here from eBay. I can't remember who it's from. They're pretty expensive. 4 zip ties. I think it's like $25 or $50 or something like that. I'm not definite on that. But I think that's right. And you put them with the head up. And then I preset them without tightening them down. And I'm just going to repeat this on all 5 holes, the 2 arms, the 2 legs, and the head, where the head goes, the neck. Okay guys, so now we are going to take the legs and the arms and put them on the body. We're going to start with the legs and then add the polyfill. And then after we get him stuffed how we want him, we'll add the arms and then the head. So let's put him onto his body and get him stuffed and weighted. So we're just going to tighten down the zip ties on his legs. You just insert that leg into where like the groove of the zip tie is. And then you can twist the leg. Because I added super glue, you can tighten down a little tighter without worrying about it, and he will still move pretty freely. And you always want to make sure that his legs are positioned properly before putting the zip ties on. You don't want the legs or arms to be backwards or anything silly like that. So just got to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. And now we're going to stuff the body and add some weight. Alright guys, so I added some weight in here, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of arranging the polyfill around the weight that I put down below. And then I'm going to add another smaller bag up above those bags here. And now we're going to put his arms in the little armholes and zip tie those on, and then we will add a little more stuffing to him and complete him. Okay guys, so I use nail snips or scissors to cut the zip ties, and then I file them. I have used nail clippers. Some people say you don't have to file them when you use nail clippers. I have not been able to get them that close where you wouldn't have to file them a little. Filing them is up to you if you want to. A lot of times there's no need to really file them if you do get them cut close enough. But I file the edge of the zip tie just so it doesn't catch on anything or it won't rip through the body at some point. That's just the way I do it. That's just how I like to do it. Everybody does things their way. But I will snip mine with the nail snips or the scissors, file it a little if it's pokey. If it's not, I won't even file it. So just wanted to put that in there. Some people use nail clippers and they say that they can get them very close. I have not been able to get them that close with the nail clippers, and it takes a lot longer to cut them. I think these expensive zip ties I buy are very rubbery, like they're springy, you know, they're not. I noticed that when I use the Alley zip ties or the ones I bought from like a craft store, they're a lot harder and they just almost break off at the zip tie edge when you go to cut them. But they don't make them as small. So these are more springy. That's kind of why I do it the way I do it, I think. But this is just how I like to do it, and it works for me. So then I just pull the cloth over the area that I filed down, you know, and cover the end of the zip tie with that. Just making sure everything's good on his arm, and we are going to add some more weight right here and then some more stuffing. Okay, so I did not have his zip ties tightened down all the way because I don't like to over tighten them when I'm stuffing the body, so one of his legs came out here. But I'm just going to stick it back in, and we're going to cut off these zip ties and make sure he's stuffed enough for his head, and then he's going to be a little man. And that was a loose string on the body I was cutting. So he is a little heavier than I wanted him, so I am just going to put a smaller bag of glass beads in him, and that's what I just did here. So I figure I'll be carrying a couple of pickles around at once, which means I like them to be between 5.5 and 7 pounds. So he's right at like a little over 6.5, almost 7 pounds. Okay, so it's kind of, you know, you got to get his body stuff the way you want it, and then add his head, and I like to add a little extra padding around the shoulders. And so now we're going to attach his head. I'm super excited. I get to hold this boy and dress him. And I have a Marshall's haul coming up, guys, where I bought him a couple of outfits. Just wait, it's coming soon. So we got his head on. I've snipped that. Okay, so I got my pliers just to pull the material over the little plastic in because I'm silly. I don't know, I couldn't get it with my fingers, so I just grabbed the pliers that I had right there to just pull it over. And he's all put together, guys. Look at him. Look at my little funky monkey. Look at my little boy. He's my little peasy boy. I think his name will be Peace. Yes, he looks so full of peace. He's so peaceful. He just wants to sleepy. Yes, he does. Hey, guys, have y'all hugged a doll today? Don't forget to hug your babies, guys. Gotta say that before we're finished here. But you gotta hug your babies, because a hug from them is a hug for you. Yeah, so this is my little man. I think he turned out excellent. I'll post some pictures at the end in his onesie here. I'm going to go change him into and put a diaper on his big butt. Yes, he's a little man. He wants to be held. Tell me what you think, guys. Isn't he gorgeous? Anyways, take care. God bless. Stay safe. And I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.